never held elected office before. He has. Why can you do the job?
Yeah. Well, that's a decision that the voter will have to arrive at, hopefully from bended knee.
In a good year for Washington outsiders, Clay Higgins hopes this is his year. We're one-on-one with him right now on KATC.
Live from the KATC TV3 studios, this is Acadiana's News Channel at 10.
And good evening, everyone. Early voting begins on Saturday for the runoff elections. And this week, we're profiling the candidates in the runoff for the 3rd Congressional District Seat.
On the ballot, Scott Angel and Clay Higgins. They're both Republicans, and they are two very different candidates.
And we're going one-on-one with each of them, talking policy, but also asking them questions that have been raised on the campaign trail. Tonight, and Meet the Candidates, Clay Higgins. We meet up with Clay Higgins in Port Barre. This, the self-described humble home for the tough-talking Cajun John Wayne.
This guy's performance is Hall of Fame stupid.
Whose Crime Stoppers segments made him an internet sensation. Let me ask you, why run in the 3rd District? You don't live in the district. Why run there?
I live just outside of the 3rd District. I'm associated culturally and by heritage with the 3rd District.
One-on-one, he tells me about his motivation to get into politics.
I know what it feels like to see an eviction notice on my door. I can relate to the struggles of regular American people.
His foray into politics has made headlines, not always flattering. Most recently, a lawsuit from an ex-wife seeking $100,000 in child support from years ago. Did you skip out on child support?
No, sir.
Did you?
It's a complex legal matter. There's a lot was absent from that narrative, and I still support my children.
The suit was filed the day after the primary. His ex-wife worked in the Jindal administration. Do you question the timing of that lawsuit?
Again, you know, activate some brain cells and anybody can figure that out.
Do you think that the other campaign may have had something to do with it?
I think that's a reasonable conclusion.
Then there's this TV ad.
Higgins used his position of public trust to make cash on the outside for himself.
If in fact that's true, how can voters be sure you wouldn't do that as a congressman?
Yeah, well, it's not true. So, again, I'm not going to lower myself to those standards, man.
And his emails from the sheriff's office, public records. They show he coordinated public appearances using his government email account with one particular request. Why would you ask for cash payments for amounts like $10,000? That's a lot of cash.
I'm going to answer that, although I told you earlier I'm not going to respond to ridiculous things because there's so much truth that's been
you're running for
concealed.
Congress, you have to understand there's a higher
I'm going to answer
standard.
your question. I'm a street cop. When I'd go out of state, they'd write me a check. I'd bring it home. I need my money. You understand? I'm a cop. So I'd get paid by check, and it would take 5 to 7 days for me to get that, have access to that money in my account.
A man of faith, his Bible never far away, Higgins has faith in a win against Scott Angel. Is there anything that concerns you, though, about him potentially being our next congressman?
Of course.
Like what?
Well, Mr. Angel, respectfully, represents exactly what's wrong with our country. You understand? Listen, experience is fine, but you wouldn't want to have an experienced arsonist for a roommate, would you?
What do you want to accomplish maybe in your first 100 days of Congress? What do you want to accomplish?
Well, I'll be a rookie. You understand? And there's a learning curve. I've never claimed to have all the answers.
Have you ever had that moment thinking, what did I get myself into?
Oh, yeah, every day. You know, listen, that's not my idea of a good time to go up amongst that pit of vipers in D.C.
So why is it worth it? Why is it worth it going to Washington?
Because I love my country. It's love, Jim. It's a soldier's love for his fellow soldier that's injured. It's love that'll cause a man to move across a field of fire, to do something very uncomfortable. It's love for that fellow soldier. It's love for his country. It's faith in a better day. That's why I'm in this campaign.
And we are also going one-on-one with Scott Angel. Look for his interview tomorrow night at 10 o'clock right here on KATC.